I was a little nervous because I said I'm crossing the tracks a little bit. But when I got here, I realized that Bed-Stuy was in the building. So anybody who knows about Bed-Stuy, old and new, knows that if you're from Bed-Stuy and you're with Bed-Stuy, you're safe. So my name is Robert Cornegy Jr. and I'm running for City Council in the 36th District. And I'm running because I have been committed to this community. I have been extremely consistent and always compassionate. Currently, I am the district leader for the 56th Assembly District. I am the Vice Chair of Health and Social Services for Community Board 3. I am a legislative policy analyst for the New York City Council, and I write legislation on two very important committees, aging and veterans. I also have been, in 2012, I was a delegate to President Obama, as well as the neighborhood team leader for Organize for America. I am the son of the late Reverend Dr. Robert E. Cornegy Sr., pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, and from all you old Bed-Stuy, that church is on the corner of Quincy and Reed. And if you don't know what that really is, then you're telling on yourself. But the truth of the matter is, when I grew up, this was all Bed-Stuy. So I know y'all in Clinton Hills now, but this used to be Bed-Stuy, just so you know. I have had the pleasure of writing two landmark pieces of legislation at City Council. One is the Occupy Wall Street piece, which called on the federal government to honor the constitutional rights of those members that assembled at Occupy Wall Street in Zuccotti Park. And it called on them to honor their right to assemble and their right to free speech. And it's landmark because it was the first one written, and it bears my name, so that I'm proud of. The second piece of landmark legislation I had the pleasure of writing was the Service Member Chen legislation, which called on the federal government and the Department of Justice to look closely at the way that service members are evaluated psychologically. And the reason I bring that up is because that's the same piece of legislation that I'll mirror in City Council for NYPD. Most importantly, I am a husband and a father of 6 children, 5 of which are still in the New York City public school system. I have a child in every facet of the Department of Education. I have a child with an IEP, I have a child in gifted and talented, and I have 3 children that attend charter school. So there's nothing about the Department of Education that my wife and I have not evaluated, poked, prodded, turned upside down, and we know that mayoral control of education is wrong. And it has to be reformed. So one of the main things that I would look at reforming is mayoral control over education, because anything that doesn't include parental involvement doesn't make sense. The second thing is, I see you got the time already? Listen. I'm asking for your vote because what I plan to do, I've already been doing. I've worked on housing, senior services, education, and most importantly, the residents of New York City Housing Authority know that they have an advocate in Robert Cornegy.